to create a good VCE piece of writing, you must meet the criteria. The first criteria is the relevance, the breadth, and the depth of content. In other words, that's addressing the topic and using a range of ideas and information. The more ideas, the more information you provide, the more your text will be interesting to read. The second criteria is the appropriateness of structure and sequence. This means the kind of writing. Are you doing a persuasive text? Is this an informative text? Is it a personal text? Is that imaginative writing? The other thing is each text has got specific text features that the assessors need to see. The structure of the text, that is, you need to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. It needs to be clearly laid out. And finally, the accuracy, the range, appropriateness of the vocabulary, and the grammar. So here you need to use the correct register, the correct tone for your text. Is it in the familiar tone? Is that formal? And of course, you need to choose a vocabulary that is appropriate to the topic, if possible, that is sophisticated, and you need to demonstrate your grammar skills. So if you meet all these three criteria, that's how you will get a good mark. So how do you do that? The first thing, choose carefully the topic that you are going to address. Once you've done that, you need to plan your answer. It is very important to plan. So to do that, you need to answer some of the basic questions about the topic. And I've already addressed that in another video. So I'll put the link on the top right corner of this video. Now, these questions are, first of all, who is the author? Who I am as the author. Am I a journalist? Am I a student? Who am I writing for? So who is the public? Who is the audience? Am I writing to my grandmother? Or am I writing for a newspaper? What for? What's the purpose of the text? Am I trying to convince people? Am I trying to inform people? What kind of text am I writing? Is this a letter? Is this a diary entry? And finally, what is the text about? What is the topic? Am I writing about my holidays? Now, that's an example. So let's say that I had a topic and I have answered these 5 questions. I am a student delivering a speech at a school to persuade students to support a NGO. Relevance, breadth, and depth of content. So if I follow up on this example, well, these are 5 ideas. You need to have at least 5 ideas or information on the topic. So if you want to read carefully the ideas, you can stop the video and take your time to read these ideas. Now, if I want to address the appropriateness of the structure and the sequence, well, I'm writing a speech in this example. And what I want to do is to persuade. So I need to be objective. I need to have a very clear body structure with an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. The text features. Well, when you do a speech, for example, you address your audience to start with. So in this case, that would be chers camarades, because I am talking to students at my school. And I would close with merci de votre attention, which is a way in French of saying thanks for listening. And the text has to be structured using connecting words. Okay, so the structure here will be very important. So I'm going to use donc, puis, c'est pourquoi, par conséquent, de plus, to connect my ideas together, to give that beautiful structure and that flow. For the accuracy, the range, and appropriateness of vocabulary and grammar, well, I will try to find some specific vocabulary that relates to the topic. So in this case, it can be child labor, developing countries, NGO, that's the angle that I have chosen. I will try for the grammar to use, for example, C clauses, conditional, imperative, subjunctive, pronouns. I will try to show my grammar. And I will choose a tone. In this case, I am talking to people my age or even possibly younger, if you think of a general assembly at school. But however, that would still be in a kind of a formal setting. Okay, so it wouldn't be too casual, too familiar, the way that I express myself for this topic. Now here is an example of how I could answer this topic. So you've got sort of an introduction and then a conclusion. The body is missing. So this is approximately 150 words. So that's an example of how I went from analyzing my topic to the text. Again, you can pause the video if you want to read the text carefully. And now, last but not least, once you've written your text, something that is extremely important, it is to proofread your work.